The president was unarmed, as well as everyone else who was inside of the room, according to the president and the FBI.
But now we've all seen the footage. A corny magician doing crappy tricks for everyone like he's entertaining 4-year-olds at a birthday party.
It's a giraffe!
A lone gunman sprinting past lollygagging Secret Service. And J.D. Vance being rushed out before even the president was. This was the first ever White House Correspondents' Dinner that Trump attended since Obama roasted him, and Trump decided he would burn the entire country down because he couldn't take a joke.
But no one is happier, no one is prouder to put this birth certificate matter to rest than the Donald. And that's because he can finally get back to focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac?
Right there. You can literally see the petty little gremlins squirming to life before our very eyes.
You're a vile, sorry little bitch!
Before MAGA starts selling ear diapers again, or liberals start cashing in with sarcastic merch, in this video we'll break down the incompetence of the Secret Service and why so many think this was all a false flag.
Take a look what happened.
Kamala seemed to have a pretty good chance, but when we all watched the first assassination attempt live, and he immediately fist-pumped the air, I said out loud to my in-laws, well, that's that. This'll win him the election. The timing on both attempts are pretty sus. He now has the lowest approval rating in presidential history. This ploy worked before. Why not again?
Hello, fake assassination department. It's more than just a fad. How can I help you? I'm sorry, what? The White House Correspondents' Dinner. You mean the one that's tonight? No. I understand why you need this to happen. His numbers are tanking, people are talking about Epstein again, and the whole Strait of Hormuz debacle is just blowing up in his face. My question is, why are you asking for this now? I cannot throw something together in a couple of hours, okay? This is a carefully planned piece of staged political intrigue, not a dinner party for an 8th grade graduation.
I'm sure his ratings will go up now.
There will be some shots fired tonight in the room.
There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. Grab your phone. She called it. No, y'all. But really, it was a very hectic scene.
Down, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, stay down.
I think they're gonna get picked up for another season.
I mean, after the first attempt, he didn't even bother investigating it. Does anyone know what happened to the guy who shot the president's ear off in 2024? Or hell, even remember the shooter's name? Still, the first question that crossed my mind was, is Trump being protected by mall cops? I didn't know ears grow back.
Hold on a second. So they had lazy security at a dinner for a man whose list of people who do not have beef with him is smaller than the list of people that do have beef with him. At the beef dinner, at the beef roast dinner last night. And they're surprised there was an incident. Now hold on here. I gotta sit back here and wonder, do people no longer have functioning memories? We are almost 60 days into a war. Did you forget that we are in the middle of a war that this motherfucker started? He started that shit February 28th. Today's April 26th. We are like 56 days into this bitch. People acting forgetting about it. Strait of Hormuz still closed. You can't get a boat through the Strait of Hormuz, but a man can get through the Hilton Hotel lobby during the big dinner. And this is the dinner, by the way, that sets everything up. This is the dinner that he went to 10 fucking years ago and then didn't go to again. Did not go to a fucking again until last night. Okay, make that make sense. They're acting like, who would ever do this? Him, he would have fucking done it. He's done it this year. To 2 other world leaders. 1, Iran, gone. 2, Venezuela, snatched him out of bed. Talking about beef, like a rap beef. He took the president of Venezuela and put him in the same cell block as 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine got a signed SpongeBob from the president of Venezuela. Why is your security playing Candy Crush? Motherfucker just can just run right past you. So of course now everybody's gonna sit here and go, I don't care. We don't. It's not news anymore. Oh, I can't believe it happened again. I can. You got beef with the Pope? The Pope?
Okay, come on. The Secret Service couldn't look more bored if they were 300-pound mall cops. Dude looks about as prepared as a terrified chihuahua. And how does the Secret Service unload on this guy, but he isn't hit with a single bullet? Missing on purpose, or just the aim of a stormtrooper? Then there's this. Yeah, they sure got JD Couch Humper Vance out of there quick. Took a hot minute to remember that Trump was still technically the president.
And your hands there. All you've got to... All right, we have a paper who's down. It's all right, he's just missed. We have a paper down. I repeat, a paper is down.
This is obviously weird because I guarantee Secret Service were prepped on who to protect first. That's their job. So they were clearly ordered to make JD Vance the priority and Trump secondary. Unless they're just completely incompetent, which is definitely possible considering the type of people Trump tends to employ. Working at the White House under this regime is a revolving door. The Trump administration has more sacks than a frozen food conveyor belt.
You get canned more than tuna, bitch.
Someone who claims Republicans are always under attack from the terrorist left.
People!
And flexes constantly about having the best of everything.
Nobody's fighting for the veterans like I'm fighting for the veterans.
There's nobody that's done so much for equality as I have.
There's nobody more pro-Israel than I am. There's nobody more conservative than me. There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
The best security sure is lax as fuck, my guy. Maybe instead of more of this bullshit, we should be talking about why the American public has lost trust in the administration so deeply that the first thing most people thought was, it's staged. Because everything in this administration is smoke and mirrors, even a lot of people on the right side-eyed this event, but also felt like it was just another opportunity to own the libs. As usual, instead of this kind of situation sparking some form of critical thinking, the left was immediately disgusted by the lie they were sure this whole shit show was, and the right began calling for the immediate imprisonment of anyone who isn't MAGA. Either way, it shows just how far this country has gone down the rabbit hole of division. I pray Trump hasn't stolen our sense of humor along with our life savings. I know we're not too far gone to laugh at how ridiculous all of us have been acting since the Mango Mussolini has graced us with his presence. We Americans are probably the most diverse and unique bunch of knuckleheads on the planet. I remember when we kind of celebrated that about ourselves. Still, whether all this has been just a false flag from the beginning, or whether the shooter was just a fed-up American, like so many of us are, I think there are some absolute truths we can all agree on. We should be protecting our country from those that would hoard power and siphon as much money out of us and our children as possible. They don't have any morals or courage like we do. They just want to be kings. It's time we tried something new.
The naysayers will say that the revolution has not begun. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I remember going multiple presidencies without a single noticeable assassination attempt. And look, it doesn't fucking matter if they're coming anywhere near close to succeeding, because when it comes to assassinations, you can fail 1,000 times. You just have to succeed once. And here's where I put the disclaimer that I'm not telling anyone to go and do anything. I am just commenting on current events as they are actually happening. I am analyzing the world as it seems to be. This is not advice. This is not advocacy, but it is under my analysis that the revolution has already begun. And when you look at the world through that lens, I feel like it makes the most sense. Warehouses burning, CEOs being killed, their homes burning, being shot at, what happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Now, do we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that every single one of these instances were intentionally to be a part of a larger revolutionary effort? No, of course not. However, we don't need all of them to be. We only need some of them to be a part of that effort to prove the revolution exists. And we know some of them are part of that effort. Beyond that, the rest of the data points that aren't directly connected back to a revolutionary push are still happening within the backdrop of a revolutionary era. Because regardless of what the motivations of the shooter tonight were, and I'm sure we'll get more light on that eventually, but regardless of what they are, it's pretty safe to say that they wouldn't have felt emboldened to do something like what they did tonight if they were not living in this era, during this time, in context of all these other events that certainly are part of revolutionary efforts. In other words, these actions may not be revolutionary in and of themselves, but they would be reactions to the revolution, and reactions can prove the action just as much as the action itself. So again, the real news tonight is that the revolution is alive and well. And no analysis or plan that you put together is going to make any fucking sense unless you act accordingly, with that understanding, with that knowledge.
There's honestly no need for a bloody revolution, folks. Just stop going to work. You literally don't have to do anything. Just stay home and stare at a wall. Within 1 week, the capitalist authoritarian regime will panic. Another week, it'll bend. Soon, it'll break, if we want it to. They absolutely cannot fire or imprison all of us. We prop up the system by funding it with our blood, sweat, and tears, and it will topple without us. History has proven that time and time again. I mean, what are we even doing paying taxes at this point? We can at least do the bare minimum by not financially supporting the baby-graping cannibals that run this planet. Just stop feeding the beast.
You have the 25th Amendment for a reason.
I will conclude this video by acknowledging how terrified I know everyone is. It's understandable that trusting each other at this point is scary as hell. The ones in power on both sides have convinced us all that, quote, owning the libs or punishing the MAGAs is somehow more important than fighting the real enemies. It's smart. In fact, they've been doing it for thousands of years. Don't let Trump or anyone else own you like that. We are not MAGAs or libs. That's not who we are. We're Americans. We're just fucking people. We all just want some peace in this life for ourselves and for our loved ones. And we've let them brainwash us with fear and hate for far too long. Aren't you tired? Don't trade your freedom in like a cheap trinket just because you've become comfortable with hate. Be brave, and don't let each other down. If I missed any theories, please drop them in the comments below. From one rage monster to another, I hope you find a soft place to fall, and some peace in your own skin. Take care.